What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Herro Report, and welcome back to a brand new video where we talk all things Miami Heat basketball. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple of players that have been linked again with the Heat. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Lowry, Colin Sexton, all being reported on by many outlets, some being very, very heavy to the Heat. So we're going to be talking about these players, the possibilities of these players coming to the Heat, a lot of different things, man. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. We are very close, less than 30 subscribers away from 1K, in fact. And yeah, it's gonna be great when we hit 1K. So make sure y'all, do what y'all do best. And in return, I'm gonna keep providing some great content, hopefully. So let's get right into it, man. We have a lot to talk about. Let's start off with Brandon Ingram, because this comes out from Adebayo, who's actually a very, very credible source. He works for 5 Reasons Sports. Y'all probably know who that is. That's the Heat outlet, and he also works for Bleacher Report, so he is a very, very credible source. And this is what he says, quote for quote: Brandon Ingram would welcome a deal to the Miami Heat. Per source, timing is critical to any deal, and David Griffin will play hardball. The Heat and Pelicans are chasing similar free agents, and the results of free agency will determine if a trade is there to be made. Also, Duncan Robinson has big fans in New Orleans. So, wow. This kind of came out of left field. We were talking about a lot of guards, and then Brandon Ingram all of a sudden is linked once again to the Heat. Now, obviously, I did make a video about Brandon Ingram in the past because there were some rumors before of him to the Heat, but they're resurfacing now, and he actually is reported that he wants to come to Miami, and the Pelicans like Duncan Robinson. Now, I'm sure there's a deal that can be done here. There was a fake rumor going around. It was a fake rumor going around that the Miami Heat had already offered a trade of Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, and a second-round pick, and New Orleans had rejected and said that unless Bam Adebayo was in the deal and unless Miami took on Eric Bledsoe's contract, the deal would not occur. Now, that is completely false. It was completely fake. If you guys have seen that, please disregard it, because it's not true. Because number one, Eric Bledsoe's already traded to Memphis. As I'm recording this video, he's been traded to Memphis, and number two, Duncan Robinson cannot be traded. He's a free agent. And obviously there's sign and trades, but you cannot do a sign and trade until free agency starts. So please disregard this rumor. It's not true whatsoever. But Duncan Robinson does have big fans in New Orleans. He does. And New Orleans like Duncan Robinson, and why not? Shooting. They get perimeter shooting. They just made a big trade yesterday. Traded away their 10th pick to move down 7 spots and acquire Jonas Valanciunas. Also got off Eric Bledsoe and Steven Adams contracts. I think that was a W for them. I think they actually really, really finessed. At first, I thought it was a pretty balanced deal, but then when I saw what the Grizzlies were targeting at 10, Josh Giddey, I don't think fits with that team whatsoever. So, the Pelicans, I think, did really, really well getting off of Steven Adams' contract, which you would think he would be stuck on that team after they extended him, and Eric Bledsoe, same thing. And then they even got a floor spacing big in Jonas Valanciunas, W. So they're obviously going in the right direction as far as surrounding Zion with spacing. This eliminates any potential Miles Turner talks with the Pelicans. They also have cleared up cap space to sign a Kyle Lowry or match an offer for Alonzo Ball. So the Pelicans are doing some big things out here, and they're not going to be done. And if Brandon Ingram is on the market, they would want a Duncan Robinson type guy who can shoot the ball really, really well. Obviously, it won't be straight up Ingram for Robinson, because Ingram is obviously a lot better. But, I could see Robinson being in that trade as far as the sign and trade deal is concerned. And then, throw in I would throw in a Tyler, I would throw in anyone who's not named Jimmy or Bam in this deal, because we need a third star. Jimmy Butler deserves a third star, so we got to go get him one. And I really do think that Brandon Ingram I'm pretty sure he did get extended, so we would still have money, to make room for him. But he is locked up for 3+ years, because he did get an extension either last year or the year before. I know there was a running joke on this channel that I said he was 26. I completely, was misinformed. I completely just was my mind was, it went into a brain funk. He's 23. He's not that old. So he's only 23. He's a very, very talented player. He would come in and probably be the best scorer that we've had since LeBron James left. And I know Jimmy Butler, is a better player than him, but pure scoring, Brandon Ingram would win head up. As far as scoring the ball, Brandon Ingram is a pure scorer. He's a walking bucket. He's a very, very good scorer of the ball. He would probably, yeah, like I said, become our best scorer since the Big Three era. So we need that on our team. We need that clutch, scoring gene that he has. He's a very, very, great shot creator. He can. I even think his playmaking is underrated. There was a period of time where Lonzo Ball was injured and Brandon Ingram became the de facto point guard, and he was doing really well. And I'm pretty sure that was with the Lakers. So that was even earlier into his career. So I think that his playmaking is very underrated. But he's most importantly, he's one of the best up and coming scorers in the NBA. And the Heat cannot pass up on a trade like this. If he wants to come to Miami, this has to happen. And I hope this will happen. I hope this is not a smokescreen or something like that. But I do trust Adebayo with his information. So I do not think he's gonna inform any Heat fan about this. I think this is true. I think that he does want to come here, and I'm it's very predictable that Duncan Robinson has fans in New Orleans because he does everything that they need. They need shooting around Zion, and he's one of the best shooters in the league. So there could be a trade to be done there, and I would love a trade to happen there with the Pelicans and the Heat around Ingram. The next thing we're gonna be talking about, Kyle Lowry. This is again from Adebayo. The Heat are still in on Kyle Lowry. However, the deal Kyle is looking for is in the range of $90 million over 3 years, and some think that the third year has to be fully guaranteed. Now, I love Kyle Lowry. I love what he would bring to Miami, but I'm sorry, man. $30 million per year for 3 years for a guy who's going to be 38 or 39, 38. At the end of that deal is not something that I would be willing to take up, especially when you can find a lot of different starting point guard alternatives, like Spencer Dinwiddie or Colin Sexton or guys like this. Or even if Damian Lillard requests a trade, you forget about Kyle Lowry and go for him, because Kyle Lowry, he's a good player, but I don't think anyone besides probably New Orleans would pay him $90 million over 3 years. And he probably might go to New Orleans now, because I think New Orleans will offer him the money. I think they will, because they're so desperate for playoff basketball to surround Zion with some talent, that I wouldn't be surprised if New Orleans chucked this money at Kyle Lowry. I think they will, because like I said, they haven't seen the playoffs in I don't know how many years since Anthony Davis was last there. I'm pretty sure the last time they were in the playoffs was either when they got swept in the first round by Portland, or no, when they swept Portland in the first round and they took a game off the Warriors. I'm pretty sure that was the last time they were actually in the playoffs. They want to make the playoffs. They're desperate to make the playoffs. They want to keep Zion happy. Zion has gone through 3 coaches in his first 3 years. That is not a good sign. They want some consistency. Willie Green they brought in. I think the Pelicans will go for Kyle Lowry. And if the Pelicans get him for 3 year, $90 million, a 3-year, $90 million deal, then, so be it, man. Hats off to them. I'm not willing to pay 3 years, $90 million for Kyle Lowry, man. I'm sorry. He's a great player. He would be great for this team, but that's a ton of money. So I'm out on that if he wants that much money. I think we should go after another option, whether it's a Spencer Dinwiddie. And like I said on the previous video, one of these guys should be on the Heat next year. And by all means, if Kyle Lowry is not going to be given that contract by the Heat, I won't be mad, but it's just going to be confusing to me, because how are we going to pay a guy this much money when he's going to be 38, 39 years old at the end of it? Is he winning us a championship? Is Kyle Lowry coming in and helping us win the championship? Is he going to be helping us beat the Brooklyn Nets? I don't know. So if we don't win a championship, we kind of just wasted 3 years of paying a dude who's already about to be 36 years old, $30 million for the next 3 years. And you also have to think, Bam is on a max deal. Jimmy, we're gonna have to extend him again to $40 million per year, and then it keeps increasing, because he's gonna be on a 4-year, $181 million extension when we extend him. That is a ton of money for Kyle Lowry, Jimmy, Bam. We don't have any more money to sign anyone else. So what are we gonna do? I don't know. I would not give Kyle Lowry this much money, especially when we have to extend Jimmy, and especially when we have to sign some more guys in free agency. So, but like I said, 1 or 2 of these guys, I'm going to list out about 6 or 7 names, and I expect 1 or 2 of them at least to be on the Heat next year. 1, at least. 2 would be nice. Kyle Lowry, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Colin Sexton, John Collins, and Kawhi Leonard. Those are 6 names that I expect one of them to be on the Heat next year. If not for any of them, Spencer Dinwiddie is a good option. So 7 names. I would expect one of them to be on the Heat next year, maybe even 2. Brandon Ingram is the 8th name, but he's via trade. So if you want to add Brandon Ingram to that list, that's 8 names right there. I'll list them again. Kyle Lowry, Spencer Dinwiddie, Colin Sexton, Damian Lillard. Those are the point guards. Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, Brandon Ingram, and John Collins. Those 8 players, are all being looked at by the Heat. One of them should for sure be on the Heat next year. 2 of them on the Heat next year would be great, but I don't think that will happen. I think one of them will be on the Heat next year. I don't know who it will be, but my prediction is that one of these 8 names should be and will be on the Heat next year. So that's my prediction, man. Kyle Lowry, like I said, I love the player, but paying that much money is just way too excessive for me. But who knows? Maybe it's a deal that most of y'all would do. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if some people in the fan base would want Kyle Lowry for that much money. And he brings a lot of things. I just don't want to, set our team up bad for the future. Because if we don't win a championship and Kyle Lowry starts regressing, we're stuck with his $30 million, especially if it's fully guaranteed on the 3rd year. So it's just a big risk for me. Also saw comments or rumors that Tyler Herro is going to be reluctant to the Miami Heat are going to be reluctant to trade Tyler Herro if Kyle Lowry is going to be in the sign and trade deal. I wouldn't either. Why are we trading Tyler Herro to sign a free agent? He's a free agent. I know he wants to give back to the city of Toronto and get someone else there for him. But why are we trading away Tyler Herro to get for a 36-year-old free agent who wants $30 million per year? We shouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't understand. NBA Twitter is gonna go crazy and say, oh, they don't want to trade Herro again, but like, it doesn't make any sense. Why are we trading Tyler Herro away for Kyle Lowry, especially when he's a free agent? I wouldn't either. Like, I would not trade Tyler Herro in a sign and trade deal for Kyle Lowry, especially when we can get him without giving up anything but money. So I don't know why we're doing that. Maybe it's to make some money matchup or something. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue why Tyler Herro would be included in this. And if I'm the Heat, I'm not trading Tyler Herro away for Kyle Lowry in a sign and trade deal. I would not. At the trade deadline, maybe, yeah, we can talk about the trade deadline when we pass it last March. But right now, when he's a free agent entering free agency, why do we have to trade away Tyler Herro? Does not make any sense to me. And also I don't know why Tyler Herro is receiving so much hate from Heat fans. NBA fans I don't really care about, as far as they're gonna try to troll Tyler Herro. That's cool. It's all jokes, whatever. But Heat fans that I've seen, criticizing Tyler Herro for going to the Rolling Loud Festival in Miami and hanging out with Jack Harlow at the festival. Like, are these guys supposed to be working out 24/7? Like, can they not have time to themselves when they decompress and relax and they have an off day here and there? Like, why do you have to be in the gym 24/7? And just because you see a video of a guy at the Rolling Loud Festival doesn't mean he's not working out behind the scenes. And he is. Trust me, Tyler Herro is putting in the work. He changed his trainer. He works with Drew Hanlon now. If you know anything about Drew Hanlon, he trained guys like Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid. So Tyler Herro is putting in the work. He wants to gain more muscle. He's already gained 4 pounds. He's putting in the work, man. I don't know where this notion has come from that he's not putting in the work, because he does work. If you ask every Heat teammate, if you ask Jimmy, Spo, even the coaches, they'll tell you that the biggest thing about Tyler Herro is that he puts in the work. He works like no other. Even ask John Calipari, his Kentucky coach. So you do not have to worry about Tyler Herro putting in the work, because he does. He will, okay? Tyler Herro is not a bust. He's not a guy who's a one-hit wonder. He actually even got better from his first year to his second year, averaging 16 points per game, 5 rebounds and 5 assists, something like that. He started off the season averaging 19, 20 points per game. Then he got injured. When he came back, he was coming off the bench. He was not that great. There was a stretch where he was averaging 7 points per game. Then he jumped back up. He had a stretch at the end of the season, and then he ended his average at about 16. In the playoffs, he was disappointing, yeah, But Jimmy and Bam were disappointing too. It wasn't just Tyler, so I don't know why Tyler is getting the blame for that. And if Jimmy goes on vacation, like Jimmy and Bam were just shooting a commercial for Jungle Cruise and no one was saying anything. I'm not saying Jimmy and Bam have to be slandered because they don't. None of these guys do. They're putting in the work behind the scenes, but just because someone is doing something, on Instagram, or someone is doing something publicly, if someone is enjoying themselves, like that doesn't mean that they're not putting in the work behind the scenes. Bam shot the Jungle Cruise commercial, and then he's playing with Team USA right now. We're gonna be talking about Team USA real quick, but Jimmy, Bam, Tyler, none of these guys have to be criticized. So I don't know why Heat fans are going after Tyler and saying he's not putting in the work. NBA fans, they're hopeless. I can't do anything about NBA fans. It's a Heat channel, okay? If you criticize Tyler, if you're an NBA fan, cool. You probably don't watch him. I'll give you a pass. But Heat fans who watch Tyler Herro, why are y'all going at his head? He's putting in the work behind the scenes. Trust me. He'll have a great third year. I don't know where he's gonna be. I don't know what team he'll be on, but wherever he is, he'll be fine. So do not worry about Tyler. I did want to just rant about that because that was pissing me off. But yeah, I did say we're gonna be talking about Team USA real quick because they did lose to France. A lot has been made about Bam missing 2 free throws, but he missed 2 free throws. Yeah, he did, but he was probably the second best player on the team, behind Drew Holiday. He was the only guy, especially in the first half, doing anything. It wasn't Bam's fault that KD decided to go 4 for 12 and Damian Lillard decided to not shoot the ball. So I don't know why Bam is getting criticism for that. I thought Bam played well. I thought he contained Gobert pretty well. I thought he, used his advantages pretty well. Playmaking, rebounding, defending. He did everything. He even had a clutch steal at the end. And after Zach LaVine missed his 3, for KD to miss one, and then Dame to miss one, and then someone else missed one again. So no one talks about that steal. Obviously, he fouled Gobert and he missed the 2 free throws. That's whatever. But he did have a clutch rebound. He did have a clutch steal. No one's talking about that. So I think USA will be all right. Obviously, I think they just have some chemistry issues, ego issues they have to fix. I just think that they just need some more time. It's tough integrating pieces into your team that have never really played with each other. But I think they'll figure it out. This team is way too talented, in my opinion, to just fumble the bag like that. I think they'll be fine. But if they do lose again, I don't think they can win a medal this year, because I'm pretty sure you have to just lose one. You have to be, almost perfect in order to win one. But I think they'll be fine. They play, I think they play Iran today or tomorrow or something like that. So hopefully we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they pull out the win. But I think they'll be all right. I just think they were, I don't think they played, terribly. They were up in the first half. I just think that the shooting was just terrible. Shots didn't go in, and they'll be all right. I think they'll be fine. But that's what I have to say about the Team USA stuff. Lastly, before I finish up the video, I know this is a pretty long video. Some more updates. The Heat like Colin Sexton still, but are willing to see what options open up for them post-draft. So that this is, indicative of a Damian Lillard trade, Bradley Beal trade. And it also says that the Heat may be waiting for a possible Dame or Beal request to drop before moving forward with other targets like Colin Sexton. So all the cards are, dependent on Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, people like that. If Bradley Beal requests a trade, I think he'll be going to the Warriors. I really do. But I still think we can get Damian Lillard. I still think we can get, other guys that might be on the market. But yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting and exciting offseason. I'm super excited for it, and hopefully you guys are too. Like I said, man, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.